Deputy Secretary for Justice Horace Cheung says the establishment of the International Organization for Mediation will strengthen the city's position as a global hub of legal mediation. The only church in Kwu Tung urges the government to assist in its relocation as it makes concessions to the Kwu Tung North and Fanling North New Development Area project. And an Israeli airstrike kills 9 of a Gaza doctor's 10 children. Good evening. You're watching Cable News. I'm Quentin Yan. Deputy Secretary for Justice Horace Cheung said the establishment of the International Organization for Mediation in the city will enhance the SCR's reputation as a global hub of legal mediation. Jeremy Zhu has more details.
The headquarters will be situated at the former Wan Chai police station, with renovations ongoing and an expected opening by late this year or early next. A signing ceremony of the Convention on the Establishment will be held on Friday, which will see Foreign Minister Wang Yi and representatives from nearly 60 countries and around 20 international organizations attending, including the United Nations. An international mediation forum will also take place on the same day. Cheung noted on social media that the IOMED is the first intergovernmental organization solely focused on resolving international disputes through mediation, complementing the UN's International Court of Justice and the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. He anticipates that hosting the IOMED will attract more international organizations to Hong Kong. This establishment is also expected to create diverse job opportunities in mediation, translation, and research. Moreover, Cheung said the organization's presence may stimulate more international conferences in the region, benefiting sectors such as hospitality and logistics, and strengthening Hong Kong's global legal network. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
In the face of geopolitical uncertainties, Financial Secretary Paul Chen affirmed Hong Kong's financial system remains robust after witnessing the world's largest initial public offering debut. Evelyn Bai reports.
Writing on his weekly blog, Chen noted that Hong Kong, as a superconnector between mainland and the global economy, is ramping up efforts to seize opportunities. Last week, 2 large-scale financial forums, Asian Metals Seminar and the inaugural International Forum for Patient Capital, took place in the city, attracting high-profile investors from around the world, Chen added. Welcoming the world's largest IPO, battery maker Contemporary Amperex Technology debuted in Hong Kong. The finance chief highlighted that the city has raised over $76 billion through IPOs so far this year, a more than 7-fold increase compared to the same period last year, and already reaching nearly 90% of the IPO funds raised for the whole 2024. Separately, Chen said the establishment of the International Organization for Mediation's headquarters in Hong Kong will boost the city's appeal in the international market and support trade and economic cooperation among Belt and Road countries. In response to some credit rating agencies that remain bearish on China's economy, the finance minister pointed out that facts and data show the mainland's economy is still steadily progressing. Deepening ties with the mainland, he emphasized, remains a long-term advantage for the city's development. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
In a move to make concessions for the government's Kwu Tung North and Fanling North New Development Area project, the only church in Kwu Tung will be moved as early as June. Christians and residents gathered at the church, petitioning to the government for assistance in church relocation. Evelyn Bai has the story.
The Communion Lutheran Church of Hong Kong, which has been serving local worshippers for over 60 years, is facing a dilemma at this stage. It will be torn down within months, but has yet to find a new location. The pastor led prayers and hymns and helped members draft appeal letters, hoping the government would confirm a new plot of land for the church as soon as possible.
我哋有2塊地咧，而家係正在申請。咁但係
Pastor Luke Chun-yu said they are currently applying for 2 sites, but time keeps dragging on without any confirmation from the government. The church earlier received a letter from the government mentioning a compensation of $12 million. Luke said such compensation could afford a small unit in the city. However, to accommodate over 100 faithfuls will require careful consideration. As part of the government's NDA project for the northern metropolis, the church was asked to move by November. This woman said their demand is simple: relocate the church as the church means everything to them. No matter how many words I say, it all comes down to the reluctance to part with the church, as I have lived here for over 70 years, said this woman. The church has serviced the local community for a long time through its senior center and other facilities. In response, the Development Bureau said the indemnity for the church is based on the compensation system, including land acquisition and ex gratia payments. The Bureau has been in ongoing communication with the church and will provide all feasible assistance during this transition, he added. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
MCL Cornhill Cinema in Eastern District will close its doors this Wednesday, marking the shutdown of another affordable cinema option in the area. But even on its final weekend, the theater saw sparse crowds. Jeremy Zhu reports.
The cinema only saw an almost full house at a Hollywood blockbuster screening at 4 p.m. on its last Sunday. Most other screenings had mediocre attendance. One regular customer said he had visited the cinema a few times and noticed business had been poor, with very few patrons. Another moviegoer expressed sadness, saying Hong Kong cinemas are closing one after another, leaving fewer venues to watch new releases. Cornhill Cinema was one of the more affordable options in the area, aside from the movie theaters in City Plaza. Since the new year, the cinema offered discounted tickets at a flat rate of $50 for 2D screenings. Staff said the deal attracted more customers. But even price cuts could not save its business. The cinema announced its closure due to an expired lease, with its final day set for Tuesday. On its last day, a farewell appreciation day will be held, including commemorative tickets and snack stand discounts. Moviegoers can also get $20 off at select theaters by presenting their same-day ticket stub. MCL has already closed its South Horizons and Diamond Hill Hollywood cinemas last year. After Cornhill shuts down, only 14 MCL cinemas will remain. So far this year, 5 cinemas have announced closures, including Golden Harvest Grand Ocean Cinema in Tsim Sha Tsui, which will close its curtains on the 2nd of next month. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
An Israeli airstrike in Gaza's Khan Yunis killed almost an entire family of a Palestinian doctor who was on duty treating war victims on Friday. Meanwhile, an investigation by US-based Associated Press revealed that the Israeli army has been forcing Palestinians as human shields in Gaza, sending them into buildings and tunnels to check for bombs and gunmen. The attack reduced the home of Ala El-Najjar, a pediatrician at the southern city's Nasser hospital, to rubble, killing 9 of her 10 children, with the youngest being 7-month-old, according to the hospital. Meanwhile, El-Najjar's husband, also a doctor, and her only surviving child were seriously injured and remain in critical condition. Colleagues testified the couple had no political or military connections. Israeli military claimed it targeted suspected militants in an evacuated combat zone. However, UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese condemned the attack as Israel's new phase of genocide. Hamas, meanwhile, accused Israel of deliberately targeting medical workers to break civilian morale. The incident has intensified scrutiny of Israel's tactics. An AP investigation alleges Israeli soldiers systematically used Palestinian civilians as human shields during operations, a practice the military denies but says it will investigate. As violence intensifies, over 100 sites were bombed over the course of Saturday, according to Israeli officials, with Palestinian officials reporting at least 79 deaths. The strike occurred as Gaza's health system nears total collapse. The World Food Programme warns over 70,000 children now suffer acute malnutrition, with a 4-year-old starved to death this week. The port of Oakland is the 8th largest port in the United States, with 30% of the cargoes handled shipping from and to China. Despite a tariff truce between the world's two largest economies, uncertainties linger on, and business at the port is expected to plunge further. Thomas Choi chats with the port representative.
This tea shop has been serving the Chinese community in San Francisco for more than 20 years. Black tea, green tea, all kinds of tea, you name it. They have 5 branches in the U.S. with an annual sales volume of 25 to 30 tons. The owner said all tea they sell is imported from China. As the current stocks are imported last year, the price has not been affected by the new tariffs. However, the person in charge noted they will raise the price of the new batch of tea by 20% after the existing inventories are sold out. Many imported goods like tea are mainly entering San Francisco via the port of Oakland, while more than 90% of the imported goods handled here are supplied to California and the San Francisco Bay Area. The port of Oakland is the 8th largest port in the U.S., processing approximately $174 billion worth of goods each year. In 2024 alone, 1.74 million TEUs have been processed. The port has 4 canal terminals, 3 of which handle international goods, with a total of 60 berths. It can handle 10 cargo ships at a time. 30% of the port's goods are originated from and destined to China.
China is a primary origin and destination for much of the cargo moving through the port of Oakland. We're very happy for our relationship. So for our imports, we bring in a lot of electronics, e-goods, automotive component parts, plastic goods. And for exports, we also export a lot of other agricultural products. So if you eat almonds, they probably came through the port of Oakland.
She added that the average stay of the cargo ship is usually 3 days, but now some of them are shortening into 2 days because they want to tackle with the tariff issue. With the US-China tariff rollback taking effect and is set to last 90 days, the outlook remains murky.
We anticipate that within the next 2 weeks, we'll start to see the impact of the tariffs, and we're watching it very closely. We're remaining in very close contact with our stakeholders and trying to just share information and make sure we're prepared, and looking forward to the day when we have resolution to these issues.
She noted the port has already lost 10% of its business and expected the situation will keep worsening. Thomas Choi, Cable News, San Francisco.
On to the weather now. It will be mainly cloudy with isolated showers tomorrow. The minimum temperature will be around 24 degrees in the urban areas and a couple of degrees lower in the new territories. Bright periods during the day, the maximum temperature will be around 29 degrees. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. And that's our news tonight. I'm Kwu Tung. Thank you for watching. Good night.